Thank you very much.
The academic and non-academic staff in the College of Medicine to align fully with the University of Lagos. And that I have promised her, as contained in our handover note, that we at the Faculty of Basic Medical Science will do everything to make sure that we run one university. And of course, that we all work together in the college. And I want to thank the deans in the college for making that possible. Please, let me thank all the people that are joining us, all the students of Professor Baka Agbalor outside and in the country, for joining us to celebrate an icon of biochemistry, an epitome of an academic culture, a woman with unique commitment and loyalty to the system. Somewhere when I was working, let me just round up by saying, somewhere when I was working outside the country at the academic staff club, the rector of that university in North America was so excited about a professor that is moving to another university. And I've worked in that university for 20 years. I was so excited that it's a unique commitment. Mobility is one of the recognized things in North America. And if you now bring that home and say a woman that has contributed 42 years, more than 4 decades of her life to build a system, she deserves to be celebrated. I want to thank all the people in the Department of Biochemistry for their support. Please, the celebration continue. Let me end by saying, the people have appealed to me that this is not just Faculty of Basic Medical Science celebration, and I agree with you. And I've pleaded with the ceremonial committee that the period of donation should be extended for another 1 week, so that will give people an opportunity to donate. And we appreciate all your donations. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, while you were speaking, the Dean of the Faculty of Science, I told you were unique, just walked in. Please, a big round of applause. Professor Yeyemi is already seated on the high table. Thank you very much, sir. God will honor you. Also, the immediate past, the past dean of the same Faculty of Science, Professor Yori, who is now the director of Institute of Maritime, is also in our midst. Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you, sir. Professor Olishaki, director of IC, is also in our midst. Please, a round of applause. I think I saw Professor Elemo from last week. Please, a round of applause as well. Thank you very much, Uncle Jide. God bless you, sir. Now, let me call the Dean of the Faculty of Science to please come and make his own remark. Dean, sir, it's your time.
The Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellor present, the Provost of College of Medicine, all other things present, the lecturers of the day. I thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here this morning to say a few things about Professor Baka Agbalor. I knew her not quite long, because if you look at the time she started her career in the University of Lagos, compared to my own, it's just about half of the time that she has spent. I'm just about 26 years old in the system. And the little time that I've had to interact with her, is such a lovely mother. Initially, I did not even know that she had anything to do with the Faculty of Science. It was much later because of where biochemistry was domiciled. But later I got to know, to understand that The biochemistry itself is part of Faculty of Science in Akoka. But when people have said a lot of good things about her, which I cannot start mentioning here today, I'm very happy for her for existing gloriously from the system, from the University of Lagos, University of First Choice and Nation's Pride. My prayer is that by the time she leaves the system, she will continue to live in peace with the family, and whenever her services is required again in the university as a whole, I believe that she will answer us quickly. Thank you very much.
Our erudite lecturer, Professor Olubumi Abiola Bababiola. I'm so delighted to welcome you all to this special occasion to honor Professor Olubumi Abiola Bababiola, a distinguished and accomplished biochemist, researcher of international repute, a seasoned administrator, a loving wife, mother and grandmother who we are celebrating today. Professor Olubumi Abiola Bababiola joined the service of the College of Medicine, University of Lagos in 1979 as a junior research fellow and rose through the ranks to become a professor in the year 2001. Her legacies of hard work, excellence, and professionalism are evident in the great number of brilliant academics she has trained. She has also mentored junior and senior faculty members, and some of them have risen to professorial level. Professor Bababiola has contributed immensely to the growth and development of biochemistry as an academic field and profession in Nigeria and Africa. Her areas of interest and contributions to knowledge include nutritional biochemistry, reproductive endocrinology, contraceptive technology, and cancer research. Her research works, over 55 papers, are published in national and international journals and widely cited by scholars globally, regularly. Professor Bababiola has served the college and the University of Lagos very well in various administrative capacities as chairman, Students Affairs Committee, head of Department of Biochemistry, dean faculty of Basic Medical Science and Different Science, just to mention a few. Professor Bababiola was a member of the Great Court of Governors, and member of the Senate, and it still is until she retired on Sunday, 2nd May 2021. Professor Bababiola has done the University of Lagos very proud outside the University of Lagos. To her credit, she was a visiting professor of Albany State University, Georgia, United States of America in 2005. She was the pioneer dean faculty of science of the Ondo State University of Science and Technology in the Pittsburgh, Ondo State, during her sabbatical leave from 2010 to 2011. Today, we have the pleasure to listen to an inaugural lecture titled Reminiscence of the Biochemist and a Mother from Analog to Digital Era in the University of Lagos, 1979 to 2021, to be delivered by an amiable colleague, sister and friend, the immediate past dean, Faculty of Basic Medical Science, Professor Olubumi Abiola Bababiola. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you all to pay attention to this lecture, which I have said will be delivered eruditely. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I will quickly say that in this hall, Professor Odukoya, Faculty of Pharmacy, is also with us. I told us we have managed to gather the university together. Please give her a round of applause. Thank you very much. Professor Fasumade is also in the house. Please a round of applause for him. Thank you, man. I would want to say that at this point, we would hear the chairman's address, Professor Oluwatoyin Ogundigbe. A round of applause, please. Before he makes his way here, let me quickly recognize the chair of University of Lagos Alumni, Lagos Chapter, Dr. Perry.
Let me start by saying all glory belongs to God. I want to recognize the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics and Research, Professor Olori Familoni FAS, the Provost that is hosting us today, Professor Ade Oke, the Dean of the Faculty, organizing the program, Professor Ruyemi Akin Doye, the Dean of the Faculty of Clinical Sciences, Professor Akeshola, the representative of the University Librarian, our council members represented by Professor Temi Ulukoya, all the people that are on the high table, and all the eminent people that are on the other side, the professors, the respected people, the eminent personalities from LASU, from who are online too, globally. And also I want to recognize the celebrant of today, Professor Mrs. Olubunmi Abiola Magbabiola, and also, when they want to talk about the wife, they will say the amiable wife. So this morning, the amiable husband, the amiable husband, Mr. Magbabiola, who started from the university in Nsukka, Ibadan, until exiting from academics. I hope I'm right, man. I'm not. You can see that Mr. Magbabiola will be surprised. I've known Mrs. Magbabiola for over 40 years now, through family connection, and I want to can see that if my eyes can take me far, the director ICE, Professor Olushake. You are welcome, man. I want us to please note there are 3 stages in the life of man. The time that we can call the entry point, the day you collected your letter of appointment in relation to what we are doing today. And the next stage is the in-between. And the last stage is the exit point. The entry point is very good because you'll be excited. If you did not graduate from that place, or if you don't have anything to do with that place, nobody will have anything much to say about you. Then the in-between, that is the one that will determine what your story will be. There are people that we know. The only thing, like I said at the Senate meeting of yesterday, and it is scriptural, I'm not abusing them, it is scriptural. They are made for that purpose, to be complaint officer. They are used to writing petition. When they leave an office, they want to erase the history of the period when they were in that office. When they are president of Nigeria Medical Association, they don't want to, they don't want to remember that story of that association. When they are head of department, people don't want to talk about that time when they were head of department or dean. And the day of exit. Some people at the point of exit, they finish very weak. Some people, when they are about to finish, they collapse and they die. Some people will just struggle to finish very weak, but some people finish stronger. Because what happens at the in-between will be what will make them to be strong when they are going to finish the journey. For Professor Magbabiola, she's finishing strong. She's finishing strong. The day she came and said she'll be 70, I said, Auntie, because when I knew her, I was in the secondary school. So when the Dean of Science said that half of his own journey is what I've known her when I was in the secondary school as a choir, a member of the choir in a church. So the way you are going to exit is determined by the in-between. There are some people, when they finish, when they retire and you will see them, you don't want them to engage you in unnecessary discussion because they don't have anything to show, nothing to talk about. They will become historians. They will be telling you as it was in the beginning, so is now, so it is forever. They will not know that as it was in the beginning, it's no more the way it is now because of the recent happenings. So you can see that Professor Magwagwiola is finishing stronger because of what happened in between. She has contributed to the successes that some people are going to talk about. She has trained so many people have graduated at the BSc level, MSc level, PhD level, and they are proud of her.
That's it.
She has touched the life of so many people. There are people, I'm sorry that I'm saying this. There are people that when they are coming, they say, who is coming? There are people that when they are coming in Yoruba money, you cannot use plural for a human for only one person. But because of what they have done, they will say they are, if I can be allowed to translate it, they said they are come. Instead of saying he or she has come, they say they, because of what they have done. So because of what Professor Magwagwiola has been able to do, to touch lives, to transform lives, to make people to be happy, to make people to be joyful, to make people to give testimony, good testimony about them, she's finishing very strong and finishing stronger. So I want to congratulate you, ma'am, and I want to wish you all the best. And I want to say that the popular saying, the end justifies the means. And if you don't mind, I also want to quote from Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 8, which says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And it went further to say, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Akindele.
Can we continue to give a round of applause for the VC for that wonderful speech? Mr. VC, sir, members of management of the university, Mr. Provost, sir, members of management of the College of Medicine, University of Lagos, distinguished ladies and gentlemen present here. It is now time to go to item 7. Well, not the popular item 7. Before we go to item 8, we will take item 7, and that is the citation of the celebrant. And to do that, I will call on Dr. Adelonke Samuel, Associate Professor in the Department of Biochemistry and Deputy Director of Academic Planning of the University of Lagos. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Akindele. Distinguished members of the high table, people here present, those who are online, my heart is filled with joy. But I'm a bit emotional this morning. But I'm happy. For too long, Professor Magwagwiola has commanded me. This morning, I am commanding you to get up, walk to the middle of the podium, and stand there until I say, don't stand there. I like this microphone. Standing before each and every one of us, I'm proud to say, is the inaugural lecturer for today. Some call her Mama. Some call her Professor Magda. We call her Iron Lady behind her back, but now I can say it in her face. We tell her she's difficult, but we love her. We see the passion, we see the commitment, we see the institutional loyalty. And it started way back in 1976 when she got a bachelor's degree in biochemistry from Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. And it ended when she became a professor in this great university of first choice and the nation's pride, University of Lagos. And trust me, by the 2nd of May, she will be taking the real bow. Please, a round of applause for her. I'm happy to say that the world right before us has many professional qualifications. MNIFST, MNSBM, MNSEM, MLUNS, MAAS, MNSP, MNACC, MASFBM, MASCB, MNSCM, MNSBM, MNHRC. Shall I continue? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, right in front of us, she started winning awards and prizes from the Western State of Nigeria, the Merit Award in 1973 to 1976. And let me quickly say that as recent as 2019, she won a Tedford Award. Please, a round of applause. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the lecturer has held several positions within the department, out of the department, in the college, in the faculty, and in the university. Please, a round of applause for her. She rose through the ranks, like I said, until the year 2001 when she became a full professor with a full chair in the University of Lagos. A round of applause, please. Also, she was HOD Biochemistry. She was HOD Biochemistry several times. And then she ended up becoming the Dean of the Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, College of Medicine, University of Lagos. Please, a round of applause. She has contributed severally to journals. She has examined several students. As of today, she has over 48 MSc students and over 18 PhD. And I dare to say, in this hall, almost half of us are products from the person standing here. Of course, like I said, she is still currently researching, because I don't know how she will finish that Tedford grant that they gave her, but there's always a way around everything. She has several articles in learned journals, both nationally and internationally. And as of today, she has 72 articles, local, national, and international. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor, my privilege, solely so, that I am standing here to discuss a woman who, actually, you know, sometimes they say, obìnrin. I think a woman with several different ways of microtasking and multitasking. A woman of substance, firm but not wicked, loving and loved. And today, we are children. We call her blessed. It is my pleasure to introduce to us no other person but this morning, Professor Mrs. Olubunmi Abiola Magbabiola, who will be giving a inaugural lecture, and she'll be telling us how she navigated from being a physics and from being an analog professor into a digital professor, country of the Vice Chancellor, University of Lagos. Ma'am, I yield the floor to you. You can now leave that position. Please keep clapping until we get there. seated. My Vice Chancellor, sir, I'm so happy that you are here today. You promised to come and make it. Thank you very much, sir. My DDC, A&R, and also my former dean of Faculty of Science. Thank you very much, sir. My dean, Faculty of Basic, no, sir. My provost, I'm sorry, I don't like protocol much, but I need to honor those who need to be honored. My provost, sir, we've been together for a long time. Thank you very much, sir. My dean, Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, my sister, Faculty of Clinical Sciences, my sister, Professor Da Costa, can you see? Yes, we were together for a long time as student affairs. Thank you all. Please let me stop at that. I recognize all of you on the item and all the people here present this morning. I give thanks, praises, and honor to the Almighty God, ever faithful, for His mercies and goodness over my life, for seeing me through these 42 years and 1 month of service in the University of Lagos. For my undergraduate PhD Honours Biochemistry, I was awarded the Merit Award by the then Western State Government of Nigeria at Ahmadu Bello University. Also, the postgraduate scholarship for the Masters and the PhD by the same government. I started my career in academia as a graduate assistant demonstrator at Ahmadu Bello University in 1976 during my master's program, thanks to my then HOD of biochemistry, Professor Callaway. Few days after completion of my master's degree program, my mother became sick after the death of my father. I told Professor Callaway that I would love to go back home, and she brought me to late Professor Akinisi of blessed memory for employment and to continue my PhD program. I joined the services of the University of Lagos as a junior research fellow in the Department of Biochemistry, College of Medicine, University of Lagos, on 16th March 1979. At first, the then HOD of Physiology Department, Professor Mrs. Elebute, wanted me in her department because my master's program, research thesis by research, was on nutrition. I appealed to her that I would like to be in biochemistry department, and she agreed. I rose up through the rank to full professor in 2001, even though I encountered several obstacles and hindrances on the way. Based on this, before I go further, I would like to appeal to our colleagues. Instead of running down or pushing down your younger colleagues or hindering their progress, blocking their promotion, you should be humane and be your brother's keepers. My promotion to associate professor and full professor were backdated notionally for 5 years on each occasion without payment of arrears. I would like to express my view on the issue of notional promotion without monetary gain. This should be addressed, sir, and possibly abolished as the university of first choice and the nation's pride. We should be pace setters. Also, the issue of promotion by advertisement and given staff the effective date of promotion as the date the Council of the University approved the appointment, in my opinion, should be amended, and the effective date be the date when the vetting of the publications of the staff are done. Reflection as a course advisor and examination officer of the Department of Biochemistry. Before I go further, I would like to appeal to my colleagues that I'm leaving behind in the system to take the interest of the students at heart, both in their academics and welfare. We are employed because of them. Just as our amiable Vice Chancellor, Professor Oluwatoyin Ogundipe, usually say, and I quote, be a mentor and not a tormentor.
Yes, so
Please be mentors and not to mentors always to your students. I would like to reflect on two experiences out of many that I had as a course advisor and examination officer for BSc Honours Biochemistry students. For 6 years, I was the course advisor and examination officer for all levels, 100 level to 400 level students. In those days, I had to prepare all the students' exam results, broadsheets, single-handedly and manually, going up and down to collect the results of the students from Faculty of Science, Arts, Social Science, Education, and sometimes Business Administration, because students were allowed to take elective courses from other faculties aside from theirs, then until it was regulated. On one occasion, I noticed that one of our students who performed very well in his first year 100 level, first semester 200 level, but in second semester 200 level, failed virtually all courses. I called him to my office to find out what was wrong, but he could not explain. I'm always very curious about the students, and many of the students, if they are very good, especially the males, I call them my boyfriends. But if you are not brilliant, you will be my enemy. I had to send for his father, who he told me was in Abuja. It was that period all ministries were moved to Abuja. The father came and I showed him the results of his son. This I usually do to parents who come to check the results of their wards. It was when I was discussing with his father that he blamed himself for giving his son a car, which he thought would help him to move around. He then said he will withdraw the car from him, and perhaps by so doing, he will be forced to face his studies. Truly, this action helped the students and eventually improved and passed out with a second-class lower degree in biochemistry, though he had to use extra semester to graduate. Another experience I had was with a female 300 level student who was scoring A's in French elective courses. She was taking right from 100 level to 300 level, but failing all her compulsory biochemistry courses. I advised her to change her course to French, and she did, not knowing that she was the daughter of a professor in our university. I was also not aware that she did not inform her father about the change of course. The father finally found out from the floor of Senate during presentation of results
He came to my office in Idiaraba, short of beating me up, as I was just a lecturer one day. He scolded me, asked who gave me the audacity to ask the daughter to change her course. I eventually apologized to him and showed him the daughter's results from years 1 to 3. I thank God that I gave the right advice to that student. After all, she graduated with a 2-1 in French and got a very good job after. She came back to thank me. I'm saying this for our younger ones so that they know they have to be mentors to their students. As Chairman Students Affairs Committee of College of Medicine, I was Chairman of Students Affairs Committee of the College of Medicine for 10 years. During this period, I instituted code of dressing for both male and female, rules and regulations of students' hostel, students' union constitution, and auditing of the account of the union yearly. The lecturers were encouraged to enforce the code of dressing compliance in the classrooms as well as examination halls. And by so doing, the students complied. On issue of allocation of bed space in the hostels, the allocation of bed space for students was based on their level, irrespective of the discipline. No segregation. This brought about friendship, love, and harmony while students were on call, especially the medical students. The issue of theft in the hostel was minimal because some of their colleagues would still be in the hostel who are doing BSc Honours program. The university should encourage mixing, rubbing of minds, and peaceful coexistence. I feel this should be corrected because I noticed that these days there is segregation among students. Also, during my provost brought the idea, the event was organized and refreshment was also available for all. During the event, the students asked pertinent questions, either physically or anonymously, concerning their academics, welfare, comments on what they feel about their lectures' delivery, and suggestions were put forward on how this could be improved upon. It was a very interesting and successful event. In my opinion, this should be resuscitated as time goes on. Over to you, my dear host. As acting head of Department of Biochemistry, the budget for the training of BSc Honours Biochemistry students under Faculty of Science commenced for the first time when I became acting head of department, and Professor Oluwafemi was the dean. Late Professor Jelili Omotola was just appointed in DC, and at his first visit to our faculty board meeting at Faculty of Science, I courageously acquainted him with the budget issue and lack of functional equipment for the training of the students of the department. And there and then, the VC then voted initially 2 million naira for us for buying equipment for the department, and he mandated the Dean of Faculty of Science to start budgeting for the BSc Honours Biochemistry in his faculty. After the board meeting, one of my senior colleagues, who I will not mention the name, in the faculty nicknamed me Iron Lady of Idiaraba. And that was the name he called me whenever I am in the faculty until he retired from the university. The workload of the staff of the Department of Biochemistry is quite heavy and serious. Working under two deans, Dean of Science in Apoka and Dean of Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences in Idiaraba. When the session has ended in Apoka campus, the medical and dental program in Idiaraba is still ongoing, thereby leaving no room for staff to go on leave or having breathing space for research. To my colleagues, I have advised and suggested we create 3 or more units based on the expertise in the department for the growth and progress of the department, as customary with biochemistry departments in most parts of the world, including Nigeria. The Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, DAP in absentia, but the deputy is here, and my Vice Chancellor will relate this to him. I'm sure very soon they will be coming for your approval for units to be created in the Department of Biochemistry, College of Medicine, University of Lagos. Reflection as a mother. Combining my career and home front, I would say was not all rosy or always smooth, but with the support of my loving husband and children, I was able to cope. I remember on several occasions, mostly on weekends, Saturday, during the period I was still on my PhD program, my family would follow me to the laboratory to feed my experimental rats. And my children, who are still very young then, usually call my rats a mommy. Always very excited to see the rats. There is nothing I will say to you or other than to say thank you, I love you, God bless you. Let me share with you one experience that I will never forget. On this fateful Saturday morning, at around 11 a.m., I was carrying my test tube from Block M, my department, to our teaching lab to take some readings. One of our senior professors in clinical department, pediatric surgeon, Professor Amaku, beckoned at me and said, "Young lady, what's your name? What program are you doing? I see you every day, weekends, public holidays, carrying test tips. Are you married? Do you have children?" After answering all his questions, the next thing I heard from him say is, "If I were your husband, I would have divorced you long time ago." I was dumbfounded. I did not pass a word. The same day when I got home in the evening at around 7:30 p.m., having left home since early in the morning, as if Professor Amaku was warning me of what will happen, my husband and my young kids then locked me out and said I should go back to where I'm coming from. I went and tried to explain why I was late and begged for forgiveness before they allowed me in. After the incident, I will persuade them to go with me to the lab on some Saturdays. I thank God that the encounter that I had with Professor Amaku was for a future purpose, and it paid me on the long run. During my promotion from Research Fellow 2 to Lecturer 1 at A&B in Apoka, as I was told by one of them, he and 2 other professors, one in pharmacy school then, and the other in dental school who have previously had similar encounters with me defended my promotion when one of our senior colleagues opposed the promotion. Reflection as a scientist, supervisor, and mentor. It is a thing of joy and pride that are exiting the university with heart full of joy, gladness, and fulfillment as an academician. I salute all my students, past and present, over 250 undergraduates, well over 120 masters, and 18 PhDs that I supervised their projects and theses, who are too numerous to mention individually here, some of whom are now my colleagues in academia, some highly placed in industries and research institutes in Nigeria and in diaspora. I cannot but mention a few of them. Professor Adu, I saw him here. Professor Oladimeji, I recognize you are there. Professor Oshutoki, Professor Oshoni, Professor Omofoye, who is in Texas, USA, Dr. Runke Samuel, an associate professor. People have been saying that I've produced myself, but I feel it's even more than I do. Dr. Olubosi, Dr. Titi Oyebola, Dr. Selina Odesomi, Dr. Rashida Bakari, Dr. Ajayi, Dr. James, Dr. Lashuri, Dr. Babalola, Dr. Adeyemi, Dr. Woke, Dr. Ojokuku, Dr. Kushimo, Dr. Okafo, Dr. Bikomo. Some of them are present here today physically. I think I would love some of you who are present to please rise up for recognition. And some of them in the diaspora are online. You have all been wonderful. God bless you all. I would like to share with you an experience I had. One of my master's students during their project, he came to my office, which then was next to their master's students' laboratory, shouting on top of his voice, told me I'm a slave driver. That he would not continue the project I gave him to do. That none of his classmates have projects as tedious as I gave him. Some of his classmates standing outside my door were beckoning to him to stop, but he did not. I was just laughing because I recollected that I have had a similar experience with one of my previous undergraduate students who even wrote in his project dissertation, and I quote, "I thank my supervisor, Dr. Mrs. O.A. Magagbeola, who is a slave driver." When he stopped talking, I told him, "Have you finished? Just get out of my office and suit yourself." I did not know who advised him to complete what I asked him to do on the project. He got the best result for that project by the external examiner. He scored an A. 2 weeks after the defense, I had a knock on my door, and I asked who was at the door. There and behold, it was my student who had called me slave driver 2 weeks back. He entered prostrated on the ground with his 3-piece suit and said, "Ma, please say you are forgiving me." He said he would not get up until I say I have forgiven him. And I told him, "I have forgiven you." And he got up. He then narrated how he got a job in the newly established Biotechnology Institute based in Abuja. That stay based on the project he did under me. Holding it in his hands, and he told me he was coming straight from the interview. What I could just say is, congratulations. I wish you good luck in all your endeavors. I'm sure many of you, my former students too, will have thought at one time in your mind that I'm a slave driver, just like that student. Well, I have thought so myself of my own supervisors during my undergraduate and postgraduate studies. For example, for my BSc Honors Biochemistry project supervisor, Dr. Radloff, a German, even though I did not voice it out to him, was a slave driver. He made me to determine active sites of invertase enzyme at undergraduate level, aside from extracting, purifying, characterizing the properties of the enzyme. Also with my PhD supervisor, late Professor Akilimisi, who made me to spend 8 years for my program and only asked me to write my thesis on the results that I got in the first 3 years of my program. However, the remaining work I did within that extra 5 years generated up to 6 publications for me. I believe hard work doesn't kill, but makes one strong and pays on the long run.
Yes, sir.
This I experienced that immediately after completing my PhD program, I was promoted to senior lecturer, despite initial hindrance and opposition to the promotion. Services to the college and university. I thank the past and present vice chancellors, past provosts, past deans of Faculty of Science and Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences and postgraduate school. You believe in my capabilities, integrity, and character to appoint me a member of several investigative disciplinary committees and panels, to mention a few. Investigative Committee on Sexual Harassment of Students in the University of Lagos. Investigative Committee on Sexual Harassment and Collection of Money from a postgraduate female student by a postgraduate teacher in postgraduate school. Investigation panel on the issue of allegation against a teacher who buried a dead dog in the premises of ISL. I don't know why they always put me in committees that will investigate people who have done something wrong or the other. Several investigative disciplinary committees of the College of Medicine and staff and students of matters. It is not only investigative disciplinary committees that I was made a member. I've also served on several other committees: ceremonies committee of the university, academic planning, appointment and promotion committee of administrative and technical staff in the college and the university, A&P of academic staff in the college and in the university, postgraduate board, student welfare board of the university, bursary and scholarship board, and court of governor, to mention a few. Let me share with you one of the above investigation panels in which I was member. During the period of the investigation, I had visits to my house by 2 of our senior professors who were probably friends to the lecturer who was accused and was also a professor in the university. pleading with me to subpedal that they learned I was the most outspoken and difficult in the panel. Well, they did not dissuade me in maintaining my stand on the matter. The panel was set up based on the allegation of a female postgraduate student who reported that she was being harassed by one of her professors to an extent that she paid him money that she deposited in his account. After thorough investigation, the panel found out that the allegation was true, and the panel submitted their findings. What became of the findings, I don't know. Reflection as a dean. I was away in USA when I was elected dean, Faculty of Basic Medical Science in 2016. The position I occupied till January 2021 due to ASU strike, which will have ended July 2020. Before I bow out of the system, I have the following comments, opinions and suggestions to us as the College of Medicine, my provost of the University of Lagos. It will gladden my heart if the law that existed some years back amongst all staff, most especially academic staff, should go back to as it was when there was no division as to whether you are medically qualified or not. This issue, if we will not deceive ourselves, does not go well for the growth of the college. After all, basic medical sciences are the bedrock of medicine. Also, sir, we have no more schools in College of Medicine, but faculties in the college approved by Senate and Council of the University of Lagos. It is therefore imperative that the faculties in the college should be allowed to run as full-fledged faculties and also treated as other faculties in the university in terms of academic, administrative, and financial responsibility. After all we all have one University of Lagos. As the Yoruba adage says, carry kapo, iyedi. Now, if we don't do this, I'm sorry to say, we will always be shortchanged, because I always complain bitterly when they lump all the faculties in the college together as if we have is only one faculty. And the money given to us, if you compare it to pharmacy, you'll be shocked. Yes, you'll be shocked. So please, sir, I'm begging you, this should be taken seriously. I did this with the Professor Leshi several times. I thank the present provost, Professor Oki, who happens to be my physician and have good rapport with for decades. In his campaign during the provostship election, he promised that he would let the faculties in the college work as faculties. This does not diminish the position and status of the provost, as some of our people think. No one disputes that he is the head of College of Medicine of the University of Lagos and the head of the Yaraba campus of the university. Sir, you have started on a good path, and I'm sure you will get the full support of all staff if you fight this over. And I'm sure our VC will get the support. The issue of transcript of all students of the college should be addressed urgently. Having 2 record from the complaints of some of the students in our faculty while I was there. Records in the university should not be disintegrated, but archived in the same place, irrespective of location of the campuses. This is the usual practice for universities that runs multiple campuses. Professor Ramon Bello was courageous enough to abolish duplication of matric numbers of our students in the college. I believe that duplication of transcripts or student records should also be abolished. I thank the Vice Chancellor for insisting that all our results in college should go on premium platform. This we have complied with all the semester-based programs except medical and dental programs, which I'm sure will also go on premium platform as directed by the Senate of the university. I'm very happy that University of Lagos have fully embraced digitalization of all activities. We now give lectures, hold seminars, workshops, meetings, and conduct our examinations online with little or no hitch, which even many bodies outside our university have acknowledged and given kudos to. Thanks to our dynamic and visionary Vice Chancellor, Professor Oluwatoyin Ogundipe. On a lighter note, I'm not blaming my students for nicknaming me Professor Magba, meaning no nonsense woman, as one of them informed me about, and later on I gathered it from many of them that that's the nickname they gave me. I'm sure that in the honest discharge of my duties, I have stepped on some toes by my utterances, criticism, behavior. Please forgive me. I mean no harm, but all what I was interested in was the good and progress of the system, the college and the university as a whole. Acknowledgement. I wish to express my appreciation first and foremost to Almighty God, the Alpha and the Omega, the author and finisher of my faith, for seeing me through these past 42 years of my sojourn in University of Lagos. It is by numerous blessings, mercies, and grace that I stand before you today to give this inaugural lecture titled Reminiscence of a Biochemist and a Mother from Analog to Digital Era in the University of Lagos, 1979 to 2021. To him be all glory, honor, majesty, praises, and dominion forevermore. I acknowledge the support of all my colleagues, both junior and senior, that interacted with me in the Department of Biochemistry, the Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, Faculty of Science, College of Medicine, and the University of Lagos in these past 42 years. I say a big thank you to you all. God bless you all. I must say a special thanks to the organizers of this event, most especially my dean, Professor Oluyemi Akinloye, who deemed it fit to honor me by setting up a committee headed by Professor Remusu to organize this event, and also to my acting head of department, Professor Dr. Okunawo, together with the entire staff of Department of Biochemistry. Thank you all. God will honor you too, in Jesus' name. Thank you all for listening. God bless you all. God bless University of Lagos. Please, before I round up, join me in singing this my favorite song. To God be the glory.